Happy June. I came out to the yard this morning and I found some blueberry propagation techniques that I did early in the spring that seem to be taking off, some that have failed, so we're going to walk through those today and see what works and see what doesn't. First, we're going to look at a blueberry bush that it's a little more established. It's probably 3 years old by now, and we did a technique called stool layering where you mound up dirt at the base of the plant and then those shoots send out roots because they're now up under the soil. So maybe it's a little hard to distinguish, but there is the blueberry bush here, and then we have a tulip poplar, and there's also a blackberry vine that I'm allowing to grow because that's to the north. It shouldn't shade that out, and I can always cut it back later. Some ground cover is pine straw, lemon balm, some rosemary, so a lot of diversity happening in this small little area. But the base, see, it's got some nice shoots coming off there. But most of this pine straw, where I could lay the younger shoots that were really easy to bend early in the spring, here's one that just started popping out. I come out here daily, and this growth was just in the past day. So if I pull that back, you can start to see that's going all the way back to the plant. So in theory, in the fall, or maybe I give it a little more time, and next spring from here to here I can dig that up when it's dormant and cut a section here, and that's one plant, and then cut a section there, and that's a root that'll be able to send up new shoots. So maybe 3 plants just from that one stem or shoot. And that's happening over here. I have one, this one. So that seems to be a pretty easy and successful technique that hopefully is working, and I'll keep you updated. But now we're going to go over closer to the house and look at a technique that I tried that did not work as well as this. The next method that I tried was called softwood cutting. It's where you take some of the new growth, you cut it off of the existing plant, and you stick it in a medium that hopefully will allow it to grow roots. So I'll tell you where I got that from the plant, and then we'll walk over and look at that. So here is an older growth. It has the berries on it. The stem is a darker green, and the wood is stiffer. It's harder wood. This longer shoot right here, the wood is softer. It's a lighter green, and that is this year's growth, so it's newer. So if you're going to propagate when the plant is not dormant early in the spring, this is something that you'd be cutting. I still need to do some more experiments to see if that diameter is too large. I think from videos I'm seeing online, you know, the smaller stuff. So if I were to cut that, and maybe that would do well. Here's another example, and that thickness, it's about a pencil. So that's what I hear people say, but some of the videos online are showing that the smaller ones actually might be more promising. So let's go look at that. This is a row of decorative hedges in front of the house. It's on the north side, and under this bush gets plenty of shade, and I thought it would be a great place to try out propagating these blueberries, as well as some of these longer shoots. I also cut a few of those off, so there'll be 2 buckets, and one was blueberry, and the other was just cutting from this plant to see if I could propagate those as well. So this is the hedge, and then this is the blueberry. I should say was, because they clearly did not make it. But what I did was I put these 2 pots under here in the shade, and kind of neglected them on purpose to see how they would do. There's plenty of humidity in the air, but I just used sand, and I think this is construction sand, and this is not play sand. That might have been what killed these cuttings, because play sand is washed and it doesn't have as much salt in it, Whereas construction sand, you don't need that level of, you just don't, like, you don't need to wash it. So, I haven't pulled any of these up. I didn't think it was necessary because of how bad they looked. Pretty sure, I mean, there's still some green on that, but I'm not going to take them out because why not? Maybe there's something that'll poke back through and remain alive, but I'm going to call this a failure, and the next time I'm going to try it, if I get some play sand, that'll be a good experiment, but also I'm going to use some sawdust. I don't think it was the timing of when I took the cuttings. I think the sand probably had a lot to do with it. Also, I didn't water them. We're in the southeast part of the U.S. It's been very humid, so I didn't put like a plastic dome or any humidity entrapment on those pots. That could have been a reason. So for the next one, I think I'll change the medium. I don't want a nutrient-rich soil to put the cuttings in because I want it to make roots. I don't want it to make leaves. So, let's see. So the plan is, the next time I take cuttings, which might be next year, because I feel like it's getting too hot. It's no longer early season propagation time. It's getting into summer heat. So, because I don't have like a shade house or a greenhouse, it might not be a good time to try to propagate some of these blueberries this year. To recap, what I'm going to do is change the medium from the sand to a sawdust, make sure that stays moist, and also possibly put a humidity dome, or I'm not going to purchase anything, just like a plastic tub or cellophane cling wrap, something like that, to keep the humidity in as well. And that's it. I'm going to try that and see how that works.